Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Hand of Fate 2. So, we have committed probably more time than we should have already in this game. But I'm going to give strength one more time. One more try. We're going to go with Colburn. He seems to be the one that would be helpful. We're, for the most part, playing things that could be very helpful. In particular, you can have 3 max platinum cards, so we just know we have a lot of that. Some of these cards definitely are not realistic and shouldn't be played, so one more time maybe a exaggeration. There's still just a lot of shards that we think are cosmetic items. There's still just a lot of tokens, and it definitely feels like the real move is to probably play in Enlist mode and just constantly run into cards and see more cards because of that. Now, if I recall correctly, this is the one where you start with most of your life down and food just doesn't help you. And it seems like the dialogue choice may have changed at some point where you could just retreat to the marshland immediately and just save some time. So who knows if maybe these challenges themselves kind of evolve. So food doesn't help us. So really having defense doesn't help us. We need to probably have something like exploding doodads. Now, our artifact that we can start with, the healing spirits, can fill us up quickly. We can look and see what's available for trade. We could sell the healing spirits, but exploding doodads would refill that, and food won't help us. So, what is the strategy here? It's to raise your defense. So, our strategy is probably to do every encounter and upgrade all of our weapons.
Your artifact is empty now and will be of little use to you here.
Which maybe makes an argument that if we know where the in place is, we could avoid these kinds of encounters.
If our time is come, so be it.
That's one down. I tried to stun there, that didn't work. So not too bad of a fight, but still probably taking enough hits, even playing on easy mode where that's gonna suck if I hadn't refilled my health. You kinda need to figure out a way to trade food.
Good luck taking this token from me.
Okay, so we want to take this token. The only way we could do this is to enter the forest. Shadow beasts tear at your flesh. And yeah, that's not gonna work. That's an absolute wrong card to have in the deck. Gnomish exchange. We never have the right item. I feel like what the right item probably for Gnomish exchange probably is a grenade. You trade a grenade for them and then they blow themselves up. Like there's been enough times where I have managed to not die or take any damage here. See, I'm at like 5 health here, so we're gonna just lose to him. Which I guess that's one thing we haven't done, so let's see what happens if we die. Like, if that gave you a token for dying, that'd be ridiculous.
Fallen once more. Fortunately, this is but the lesser game, and we can try again.
I almost wonder if losing multiple times intentionally might not be a better strategy. Anyways, get rid of that. Get rid of Deadly Forest. Get rid of the Far North. Still playing Wandering Tracker for no good reason. Just to get that shard. Okay. What we need is something that could remove a curse, but I imagine you can't remove a curse. We could try that. We should have something that's gain a heart. We should probably have something that upgrades equipment. Seems like we should probably try this if we have no blessings. And do I want to make any other changes? I mean, we really didn't get that far. I feel like the move may very well be to do that and have more gold. And then you have this just big speed bump if you fail. And this is where you would see in almost any other game the case of a retry button that would just let you immediately start over without changing anything, particularly if you weren't going to change the cards. So do we want to fight the bandit thieves, I guess? 2 bandit thieves, maybe? 2 silencers. And see, honestly, the strength to increase your defense just feels too close to the death card event to increase your increase your health. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. Well, first of all, I didn't heal myself.
Every failure in combat can be balanced by success on the table.
See, I think that is just a total BS statement. I just don't think that's true. That every failure in combat can be countered by playing the cards better. I definitely don't feel this game is balanced enough for that to make sense. I need something that will... You need to start with something more useful. And you also need to avoid events. So you both need events and need to avoid events. Suffice it to say, my frustration with this game is just growing by the second with every death here. I feel like there should have been a point where all cards would have been revealed, even if you weren't going to just reveal what a card does as soon as you unlock it, which is still what I would maintain is the better way for this game to really be designed. I may have eaten food there on accident. No, I didn't want to change the appearance. I'm trying to rush here, and it's now I'm causing problems. We can, I guess, change our appearance to see if that maybe would do something different. But almost certainly it is not going to do anything different, so we'll just change it back to what I was playing as before. And see, what would be really crazy is if the banner or the land you were from somehow affected how the game played. Yeah. Not gonna have enough money for that. So we want to go here. And we can't remove a random curse, even though we have a curse, because this is a bound curse. So Cunning Man is not worth having as a card.
Revenge.
It really is just a
motive
question
I support wholeheartedly.
as far as just how many times would you have to play the same level over and over again to figure out the right cards, even with the recommendation, and then figure out how to play them. So Clan Crowfoot, let's see if this does something for us. Maybe there is a way to upgrade your companion to a level that he would be twice as helpful. That would be interesting. The pitiful emptiness of Clan Eyebrow has become even more apparent when you walk through the bustling northern village. Children run past laughing, and you can smell the warmth of bubbling honey. Your companion ignores all this, uses his forlorn blank expression replaced his usual forlorn blank expression replaced with fury. He soon finds what he's looking for, a warrior larger than even the hulking Colborn, clad in armor of blue crystal. Frost Tyrant, Brimstone bad guy. Let's see, Rogver, or Roger, Colborn roars. The skull turns around, eyebrows raised. I've come to seek revenge for the clan Eyebright. You burned us to the ground. Not even the children were spared. A few Crowfoot villagers cover their mouths in horror, but most look on, unsurprised by this revelation. The skald of Clan Crowfoot grimaces. Clan Eyebright stood against the orders of the High Priestess. Colborn draws his weapon. We will not join in the bloodbath. The High Priestess wishes doom upon all our people. Rogvar drives his sword into the ground. Godless, the High Priestess has shown us the way, and it is true and good to cleanse the lands of the crawling empire insects. What northerner are you if you have nothing to fight for other than your own sniveling life? The skull thunders. I remember you, Worm, when you were asked to lie on my sword to save your village. You hesitated. He steps closer, grinning maniacally. It was you who murdered your clan, not I. Colborn throws one of his mighty swords at Rogver. Quick as a whip, he dodges it and flings a bolus in return. Do we need this much dialogue to get to a fight that's just going to be a fight? Like, I'm not going to get a dialogue choice here, obviously. The cords bind Colborn's neck and arms, and he topples back into the waiting band of northerner warriors. You feel an explosion of pain at the base of your skull, and your world goes black. Maybe there isn't actually a fight here. Maybe this is just straight up a long, like, coda of Colborn's companion story. Undoubtedly, it feels like somebody was hired to write these stories, and then it was very just awkwardly integrated into the game, where it obviously would have been more natural to see these bits of dialogue appear in smaller segments. You rouse from your stupor, tied to a tree. The rope bites painfully into your wrist. With bleary eyes, you see Rogvar towering over you. Colborne is being restrained by a good number of northerners nearby. Colborne looks at you, pure fear in his eyes. The skull draws a throwing dagger from his belt, and with a flick of his wrist sends it, spinning it through the air toward you. You tug your bindings, but make no progress. Colborne hesitates for a moment before closing his eyes and leaping into the path of the blade. The steel blade finds no resistance as it buries itself hilt deep into Colborne's chest. So, Colborne has died. A pain of companion death. I don't think we've ever really even had an opportunity for a companion to die. Now remember, the prophecy around Colborne is that he would have to die to avenge his clan and regain favor of the gods. So I guess the question is, are we going to somehow magically bring him back to life? Your mighty companion slumps to his knees, blood bubbling from his mouth. He falls face first into the cold ground, and you know in that instance Colborne is dead. And I have to fight just a massive amount of people all on my own with no health. This is a horrible card to run into in this scenario. Skald Rogvar, the leader of Clan Crowfoot. Skald is known even among tyrants for his brutality and bloodlust. Tyrants favor regenerative ice armor that stops standard attacks. Use bash to break their armor. Okay. So let's see if we can target one guy before we just totally die. And that's that. I don't think I died there though, so apparently that was supposed to happen there. Rogvar is too strong. As he swings again and again, narrow missing your head, you take your chance and run. The northerners don't pursue you. They have killed Colborne. After all, your life means very little to them. As night falls, you are compelled to sneak into the village and reclaim Colborne's body. As you drag the body into the forest, the shaman of Vibrite Wield emerges suddenly from a copse of trees. Yes, good. Their blood is not yours to spill. In the darkness, the horns and trinkets adorning her furs lend her a demonic appreciation. Ask what to do now, I guess. Let's just say Colborne is dead. I mean, it would really, really suck to not get the token just because I ask what to do now.
A moment of silence for a fallen warrior. He was a fine ally.
So we're getting Colborne's sword. Let's not equip it. The shaman draws one of Colborne's swords from his sheath and hands it to you. She gives you a black-toothed smile. He is in there. His breath is trapped in it, as I spelled it. Leave the body and continue your journey. Ask how to save Colborne. Blood. The shaman flexes her hands excitedly. The North deals in blood and honor. That is all she will say in the matter. Ask what to do with the body. Leave the body. It is but a husk now, and it may appease what spirits are watching this night. And so we leave the body. You insist on burying his body first despite the shaman's protest. How will the birds eat him, she asks. With a heavy heart, you reverently place the sword in your pack and bid the shaman farewell. You leave Colborne to rest in peace, at least for now.
Well done.
Okay. So, let's go ahead and equip Colburn's sword. And it says to kill 50 Northerners. Which, yeah, if this was something I'd gotten, say, 15 hours ago, I would be all about that. But now, I definitely am not super interested in the idea of continuing to play this game that much that I would kill 50 Northerners. This is the other companion, and that we haven't unlocked. Now we are trying to increase our defense, and we know where to go. So you are at very much crossroads as far as trying to figure out, well, should you skip to the next level, or should you try to get pieces of armor that would increase your defense. None of it really feels like it would actually increase your defense. Our companion is just dead here, so we can't afford that. So that's a useless card because we'll just never have enough money to pay for it. So this run effectively is a waste, and I would just assume that you can always fight with Colburn's sword in another scenario, but he may just be dead forever too until we defeat enough of these enemies. That charge is not enough to do anything for us. So I assume what I'm getting here is probably just
You should focus
the
more on defense
weapon.
than offense, I think. The opportunity to strike back will always present itself.
And I'm just not getting anywhere here. For allowing Colburn to fulfill the shaman's will, we get Colburn's sword. Okay. And that's not going to unlock anything new as far as missions by having Colburn die. And Colburn is just dead. That seems crazy. This guy could recharge bombs. Is bombs what we really want? I think Malaclips might be a better choice for this scenario. Right. This is not useful, this is not useful, this is not useful. Gaining equipment from fallen treasure, but you lose life. It's probably not a smart move either. We can take the underneath, but we'll never have enough food for that to work. Map reveal's not helpful. Get equipment or combat. That may be the best option, really. Faction equipment. Recharge. Reveal maps. Replay an encounter. Fork in the Road is probably a good one just because it has no negative attachment to it. Yeah. Of course, every time you focus around looking through all of this, it's too many cards. And I didn't actually add Copeland's sword to the collection, did I? So I can't get Copeland's sword and even use it to fight Northerners. Now, I do think Metal Clips may play some extra value here. Because he will give me defense. But I also screwed up here because I didn't heal myself, which is fine, I guess. But yeah, we really are just highlighting just how terrible this all could go. Fighting one shaman. Is pretty easy because they don't really attack alone. We'll go with a dice roll. Wow. Absolute worst dice roll you could possibly have. We're still nowhere around the achievements, by the way. Like, I don't think I've gotten any in hours.
It is your choice.
Like 26.
You can use the weapons you have, or you can attempt to be worthy of this one.
Let's go ahead and use our artifact. I should have used it the first time. There is an artifact we've unlocked since the last time I've tried to beat this mission, which would give you a first kill. Let's see if we... Yeah, I can't sell enough. But yeah, one of the artifacts will give you a first kill at increase of like 5 health. So if I could get that artifact, I'm gonna teleport to the second location and see if that is just something we haven't done before. So it feels like we've teleported to the first location, second location, and third location. And definitely not done anything else. Come on. This is definitely where Colburn would be helpful. healer. Buy healing. Can't afford any of it. Buy food. Can't afford any of it. Buy information. Can't afford any of it. So obviously that's going to be useless. Should have sold an equipment. We can't go back to the healer, unfortunately. That would have been helpful as a card. You almost feel like you would spend most of your time just doing these dice rolls. And that would be every encounter is just a swampland encounter. But then you have a lot of these stir the mire, which is better. Take on the bandit thieves of the Empire.
Your artifact is empty now and will be of little use to you here.
So immediately I'm going to just say, shield me. And let's just get close enough to finish that one off. But yeah, you're just really not going to get enough defense. It's just not going to happen. And I think that's probably because there's just artifacts that I still have yet to unlock in the game. Health enchantment, long life enchantment. Let's go with health enchantment. Healing spirits. We'll trade that. And we will take Lionheart. Receive 5 max life and 50 life when activated.
The lion is a symbol of purity, nobility, and truth.
And I think we may have even gotten the silver piece there by getting a platinum item, which maybe that is the trick to doing a lot of this, is that we need to get platinum items. We are now in a very, very good position. As far as health, we now only really need to focus on getting to 60 defense.
A salve for the weary and strength for the heroic.
If I knew I was going to be able to recharge that, I would have done that a few times. Let's go ahead and trade and buy some food. I think that makes some sense. But yeah, we don't have a platinum shield, we don't have a platinum weapon, we don't have a platinum armor. So if that was the way you were going to get to where you needed to get to, then yeah, we just haven't made enough progress in the other missions. And I just don't know really where to make progress. There's no path to success here. Buy food. Ask about lodging. No, thanks. A healing. That's a good card to also play. There's no platinum items left in the deck though, because we already got Lionheart. But that's not a terrible card to keep in your deck anyways. We need a piece of armor though. Like, there's no getting around it. We need a piece of armor, or we need a weapon. We really don't even want to upgrade a weapon. We want a helm, really, I guess is what we would want. Armor and helm. So we were able to take out everybody. Notice I'm going quiet because I'm really trying to win these fights. If we could trade fame for an item.
Can you reach the end of this challenge before you starve to death? Time will tell.
I think I want to take on the bandit thieves. Berserkers just have a little too much health. Although we're in a weird position now where I could take a lot of health damage if I wanted to.
I hope this works.
Increase my max health. What's going to happen is we're going to get to the end fight, and I guess I will probably just use the healing spirits in the fight. Might as well. Ring of defense. We can't get anything else. So we now have a shield with 15 defense. So we're up to 20. Still would need more. So we gotta throw the shield back in there. So we've got to get an item and come back and give the item to the guy. The blacksmith. Before we leave for the next level. And if I get gold here, I will be fairly ecstatic.
I'll have you know my friend here is skilled far better than you.
Let's go ahead and take out the shaman first. Clearly are invincible when you're doing your finisher move or special ability. I just have to keep a little bit of attention to my health. Like I'm at 61 now, so really wouldn't be terrible to go and use the artifact Just go ahead and use it. And let's just see. We would just be buying a shield if anything else. And we can't afford any food. Alright, well, Goblin Town. We will visit Goblin Town for a massive amount of food, of gold. It's a nice, safe platinum card to play. And then we'll explore and see if we can get a success here. And nope, fail. Then we have a Goblin Trader. Let's see, purchase and equipment. Which one has the most amount of helpfulness? This one is 28, 10 defense, and first kill. So we take that. Now, if we buy this...
Quick healing is often the key to slow victory.
We'll just buy another healing spirits. And could we combine, increase the charges here? So we just have to succeed on a roll here. Should be able to do that. And that should give me like a really high amount of Lionheart charges. Count has now been increased to 5. Not sell the headgear because we have to go hand the headgear to this guy. So we have like 5 charges here on Lionheart. So even mid-fight, I could probably survive the ogre's fight. The only thing that really could mess me up is if I just ran into a really difficult just really difficult fight before that point, or just dropped the ball and allowed myself to die before I could use the Lionheart. But it definitely seems to me like what's going to happen here is a MVP situation where Lionheart does absolutely everything. This feels weird as far as it's just a little too dark considering how well lit the rest of the levels have been. He's knocking me down quite a bit. Finally get his armor down. But that would be a pretty poor fight if we didn't have Lionheart available to us. And it's just kind of inconsequential with Lionheart and having so many charges. Right. Come on. let's set up camp. Use the artifact again. Break camp. I don't think it's infinitely charged, though. We're still like 20 away, though. I can't upgrade the shield again. Let's see. This one we can't upgrade again, I'm pretty sure. So the only thing we can tell them to do would be to upgrade this, and that doesn't make a lot of sense, so let's just leave. We need a piece of armor. But the fights are getting crazier, we're running out of encounters, and without finding a piece of armor, which may be my fault, almost certainly is, by not having enough pieces of armor in the card pool. Guy over here is knocked down, so bring him back up, even if he is really not adding too much to the whole fight. And see, the fact that you have to be near the guys for them to cast a spell is a little unnecessary. It does just seem like it's extra. Let's see, come on. Get his armor away. A double knockdown. The only difference there is I didn't die. And he did. All this fame, not really adding anything. We're good on food. The number of uses are going down on Lionheart. So, yeah.
Will he ever find what he seeks? Even if he does, I'm sure he will simply find something else to search for.
So this is a card we haven't seen before. Fancy seeing you here. You turn and find yourself face to face with a familiar pirate ghost. Now this is part of the Mapmaker quest card set. So this is a DLC card, which arguably should be way more helpful than a regular card, but I suspect is not actually going to be much of anything. This would be one of the few games where I really wouldn't complain if DLC made the game easier. Although inherently there is always a complaint to be made if games are made artificially difficult unless you pay more for DLC. Around all the other problems with DLC. We're looking for a ship. He gestures expansively with a ghostly telescope. No luck yet, but we've mapped most of the land around here. If you have the gold to spare. Sure. Well, it would be insane, I suppose, to pay for more than 2 encounters being revealed, considering how there were only 3 encounters on the field. And there's no shard around that, so there's not any reason to try to get a reward by spending extra money. Let's try the Northerners. We haven't fought the Northerners in a while.
By sea and sun, fate and fame!
It's interesting because the next closest guy I was aggroed on my companion instead of being aggroed on me, so it seemed like there was an enemy close, but really there wasn't. That went down pretty smoothly. If anything,
Back to the bones. I hope you have learned to be their master.
this experience is really telling me that Colborne may not be as helpful. Let's see. As I thought he was. Because I'm kind of succeeding at a lot of dice rolls without
Friends in
him.
high places will take you far these days.
Let's see. Let's see. Northerners would really be the one to pick, so we'll go with Northerners. That'll give us Winter's Bane. Can't afford it. Anyways. So just upgrade our other helmet just to see if that would do anything in the next encounter. And this is the last upgrade. So, first kill, it gains +5 life. Would there be any reason to switch from that? We're not going to really run into any wheel gambits. 20 defense to bash 50 enemies as they block. Yeah. I think we'll just not equip that. So now we are just at defeat the ogre, and we're probably not going to get enough defense to get gold, but you never know. I think there is probably one piece of armor.
I would not risk my skin for mere treasure. You do as you see fit.
Let's go ahead and leave it. We don't need that piece of equipment.
Who are you, that you flee so eagerly to the source of your own destruction, staggering across fields of bones in order to seek revenge? Man-eating plants. I can't say I blame them.
Okay. I imagine if I throw something in here, it's not going to really do anything for us, so let's see, that's a defense of 10. That's a defense of 15. Let's throw something with a token in it and see if maybe the man-eating plant would give us the token. See, and these all would be pretty great cards for the death event also, so I kind of think I should do death after this. Now, let's see where we are here. We have a 15 shield, we have a 15 sword. We never got anything other than the default no defense increasing armor. The ring of defense here, if we inspect it, adds 5 defense. And how many uses do we have? We have 3 uses on Lionheart. So we should be able to get silver in this.
He's one of the last of his kind. He has waited
This
decades
is the
now, defending his land,
thing that has been
building his
gatekeeping
reputation,
us from going any further.
hoping to see another of his kind. His story ends here, and his people soon after.
Let's see. We're pretty sure this is actually going to be a fight, and not just a case of a dice roll, or something that just does pain cards. Mist pools in the foothills as you approach the ogre's lair. Bones of the fallen champions litter the way, picked clean by vultures. Their weapons lay here and there, rusted by the damp and twisted by the weather. Yep. And he's supposed to have the other shard of the other half of the medallion that is making you starve to death and not gain any health when you eat. So he should be starving to death, but I don't think that's really going to play a role in this outcome. So, I think there's 2 outcomes here, whether or not you have 40 defense. So we may not actually be unlocking this lady as a companion, which may mean we still need to struggle to figure out how to get 60 defense out of this scenario. You catch up to Irandi as she charges through the hillside. In her hand she carries a massive mace, its base fashioned from a traveling forge's anvil. Let's see how he likes it when my forge fights back. This place gives me the creeps, Malclip says between his breath. I trust you have the finest armor equipped, coin slave. I don't want to repeat what happened last time. This is no time for caution, Adrienne says, pushing past. Let me at the beast. No one destroyed my father's forges. And continues to draw a breath. She stops and lets out a roar. Where are you, monster? The silhouette of the ogre looms out of the mist. He raises his club above his head and leaps down from his perch, smashing the ground in front of you. The poor fellow fools come happy to their death. He grins, displaying a mouth of yellow, jagged teeth. Crunch, crunch, the little wagon went. Dust, your bones sings as beautifully. Adrian bellows in defiance and charges his foe. Draknar swings his club wildly, catching Malclips and sending them flying. Then the ogre swings at you. So Malclips is now out. With surprising dexterity, Adrian leaps to your aid, taking the blow instead. Battered, she crumbles to the ground at your feet. There is no way you would be able to take the blow of that magnitude in that armor. She huffs, blood bubbling from her mouth. But I'm afraid I won't be of much help now. Draknar roars and charges into battle. Adrian is removed from the fight, so we would have had her as a companion to fight if we had 60 defense. We're just going for silver here. Just don't die. That's all we really want. And this is going to be almost certainly strike, then roll. Strike, then roll. And we have a custom character of Draknar the Mighty. Even amongst ogres, Draknar is feared. Once he was leader among their kind, but those days are long gone. The ogre's thick hide reduces damage by 4, making low damage less weapons less effective. Beware club. Deal devastating damage. Evade or perish. Almost certainly the move is to move out of the way, not even try to dodge it. Here we can drink, and then we can kill. So we did it. And I got an achievement called Dragnar's Bane, which only, it seems like somewhere around 19% of players ever got this far. So, yeah. Maybe I struggled a little more than the average player, but you're still talking 4/5 of the players not getting to this point in this challenge. And this is a very early first act challenge. With the ogre defeated, you help Audrey and Malaclips to their feet. Then you see it shining under a pile of bloody rags and small bones. We have half of Odysseus' charm. The two halves of Odysseus' charm slide together, and with the rush of relief, you feel the curse lifted.
Every
So now we have a
butcher
new...
understands how best to cleave flesh from bone.
We now have a new item that we can equip. It creates an aura that lasts 60 seconds. When activated, gain +1 food for every enemy defeated. Excludes undead. Interesting. So now the challenge where you needed food, yet you know how you do that. With a shout of joy, Adriana lifts her hammer to the sky. Wow, now that was exhilarating. We brought down Draknar the Mighty. We're bloody heroes. Adriana runs a hand over her hammer. She seems reluctant to let this moment go. Say, you don't need some extra muscle for your troop, do you? You have befriended Adriana the blacksmith. Actual success. Finally. I mean, it was getting really desperate here.
And so you gather more tools, and with each step, more power.
Yep. I see the pattern and path here as far as an idea to unlock cards with every success and make the game easier and easier. The problem with that, though, is that then the game starts off incredibly hard, and then it's going to become way too easy probably at the end. Although in this case it may not be way too easy, it just may be relatively way more easy than it was at the beginning. And certainly that creates a lot of gatekeeping where you have to accomplish very specific goals to make any progress at all. And we've been stuck on this strength challenge for like 10-20 hours, it feels like. Anyways, for defeating the Ogre Draknar the Mighty, we get Stirring in the Mire, which we probably don't want to play, Wetland Ambush, which we probably don't want to play, and really, we should know that what both of those cards do. In Toshers, which is new and has a shard on it, but I'm thinking shards are just cosmetic improvements. We also have a Battered Helmet item with a token on it, and we have Odysseus' Charm as a platinum card. If we got one platinum card for doing each of the 21 missions, that would be interesting too. We also have 2 new weapons. For befriending Arendi, we get Anders the Drunkard and the Blacksmith as a companion in her companion quest. Without knowing what her ability is, it would feel unlikely that she would have a extra ability that would like upgrade armor or give you armor. Still need to complete the servant to unlock this card, and we still need to bring Colburn back to life. Yeah, there really is just no argument or reason to do that. And there's also like no copy and paste here where I could take this card set and then play this card set on death, which really is the thing I think I should play. And so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Strength was the 9th of 21 challenges. Meanwhile, Devil requires us to unlock more companions, which seems crazy because that would mean either I need to unlock the Colborn again, or unlock the Serpent DLC character. That doesn't make any sense at all. Okay, I'm going to clear and fill this. So I'm skipping around a little bit here to get death done for the next run. They're suggesting to take this guy when obviously I want to take the new character and play her.
And a fine one. Of all your companions, I respect her the most.
Yeah, this is the only companion we haven't technically unlocked. And then this really is all going to be about gaining max life. So anything that even begins to not look like a max life card should be thrown out the window. Definitely feels like there's some just random choices they make when they do pick cards. Okay. Gain life isn't helpful. We need actual increased max life. So that means of the platinum cards, that's the one to take. Maybe the game does know a little bit better than I think, though. Really don't want to do the alchemist. Maybe the suggested cards it is pointing to would gain max life. Apparently you're going to fight a lot of thieves in this scenario also, so anything that would play towards that might make sense. And I guess if you don't have anything better, you should probably just play Forgotten Dreams and relive an encounter. Gain anything from the Lost Boy. You know, playing this to get a helmet might also be a smart move on strength. Reveal map for gold. Gain any or fight shadows. Blessed or lose food. don't know what it would take to gain max life with that one, but it kind of seems like you don't have a lot of choice. So we'll take that one. And I guess we'll let the recommendation fill in the other one. There. Okay. Food. We would like something that would defeat thieves with a finisher. Imperial armor is what we're looking for. Got a couple new cards. If we have anything else new we would want to consider. Food. Bounty for a platinum card over Lionheart would be a mistake. So we'll leave with that one. This would be fighting Northerners. This would be fighting thieves. So we'll take that. I'm gonna take that also. And we'd have to look at every other thing here just to see if it would possibly give you an increase of max life, which almost certainly doesn't. Upgrade this item at the blacksmith to unlock its token. So if we take the battered helm and then do strength a second time, I suspect that might give you a better helmet, which might give you a better helmet, which might give you a way of defeating strength and getting gold. Death is still going to be a fairly difficult episode, though. The only thing you have to do is survive to the end and have a significant amount of max health at that point. I think it's max health that you need, but you also would need health. So if you got your max health up to like 150 and then actually only had 5 health, you still probably would die. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and keep on watching. Thanks.